April 1943. Luftwaffe headquarters near Paris. Cigarette smoke curls above a long oak table as Luftwaffe officers pore over intelligence reports. Colonel Hans Bechtold, a veteran of the Battle of Britain, scoffs as he gestures toward a grainy reconnaissance photo of a new American fighter. The P-51 Mustang, he says, laughter rippling through the room. It's a toy, short legs, weak engine, made for show. The others join in. The Luftwaffe has faced Spitfires, Hurricanes, Yaks, but this, a newcomer with no pedigree, a machine powered by the Allison V1710 engine, barely capable of keeping up with a Messerschmitt Bf-109 above 15,000 feet. Reports say it's good at low altitude. Perhaps for chasing trucks, someone jokes. But outside that smoky room, the war is changing. In the skies above occupied France, Allied bombers are dying by the hundreds. The US 8th Air Force is losing one crew for every 5 missions. The daylight raids over Schweinfurt, Regensburg, and Bremen are suicide runs. The flying fortresses and liberators can reach Berlin, but their escorts can't. Not yet. August 17th, 1943. The Regensburg-Schweinfurt mission. At dawn, the engines of 376 B-17 flying fortresses roar to life. The crews call it the Deep Run. They will strike Germany's ball-bearing plants, crippling its war machine. But as they cross the Rhine, their escort, the P-47 Thunderbolts, turns back. Their fuel tanks are empty. The sky turns into a slaughterhouse. Messerschmitts and Focke-Wulfs dive from the sun. Entire bomber formations vanish in clouds of flame and smoke. Inside a B-17 named Miss Dallas, Lieutenant Charles Foy screams into the radio, "Where are our fighters?" There are none. By the end of the day, 60 bombers fall. Hundreds of airmen never return. Back in England, General Ira Eaker stares at the loss reports in silence. He knows the truth. The US can't sustain these losses. If we can't get fighter cover to Berlin, he mutters, this offensive dies. But across the Atlantic, in a North American aviation workshop in Inglewood, California, a team of engineers is about to solve that problem, with a British heart. October 1943, Inglewood, California. The smell of oil and hot metal fills the hangar. Engineers gather around a sleek airframe, its aluminum skin glinting under fluorescent light. Inside sits a new engine, the Rolls-Royce Merlin 61, the same power plant that gives the Spitfire its claws. North American test pilot Bob Chilton straps in. The prototype, now called the P-51B, is about to fly. When the wheels leave the runway, Chilton feels it instantly. The difference. The Mustang climbs like never before. Its new laminar flow wings slices through the air with little drag. At 30,000 feet, it still has power. Still speed. Still breath. She's alive, Chilton says upon landing. And she's deadly. Soon, Merlin-powered Mustangs, designated P-51B and P-51C, begin rolling out of factories. With new drop tanks slung under their wings, they can fly from England to Berlin and back. The problem of range, the curse of Allied bombers, is finally broken. December 1943, Debden Airfield, England. Frost glitters on the grass as the 4th Fighter Group preps for takeoff. Among them is Captain Don Gentile of Ohio, one of the first Mustang pilots to cross the channel. "Berlin run today?" his crew chief jokes. Gentile just smiles, tightening his oxygen mask. Let's see if the Krauts are still laughing. Engines roar to life. Silver planes with black and white invasion stripes rise into the dawn. For the first time, American bombers will not be alone. Over the German frontier, the Luftwaffe spots them. Dozens of Bf-109s dive in. But this time, something new cuts across the formation. Sleek, fast, silver, and climbing to meet them. The first dogfights are merciless. Mustangs slash through the German interceptors at 400 miles an hour. Their .50 caliber Brownings roar. Pilots like Gentile and John Godfrey claim multiple kills on their first sorties. Within months, the Germans give it a name whispered with dread. Das silberne Gespenst, the silver ghost. But soon it becomes something even simpler. Der silberne Tod, the silver death. February 20th, 1944. Operation Argument, later known as Big Week. Hundreds of B-17s and B-24s rumble across the North Sea. Their mission, cripple the heart of Germany's aircraft industry. This time, though, the sky is different. At 20,000 feet, the P-51 Mustangs sweep ahead in tight formation, long-range tanks gleaming in the sunlight. Each squadron is a moving wall of aluminum and fury. The Luftwaffe scrambles everything it has. FW-190s, Bf-109Gs, even experimental Me-410s. Captain Clarence Bud Anderson from the 357th Fighter Group checks his fuel gauge, still good. He calls out to his wingman, "We're not turning back this time. We're going to Berlin." Minutes later, the first wave of German fighters strike, but they are met head-on. The Mustangs dive, roll, and climb, with a grace the enemy has never seen. Luftwaffe formations that once shredded unescorted bombers are now being hunted themselves. In the command bunkers below, radio operators can hear the panic in the airwaves. Achtung! Amerikanische neue Jäger! Schnell! Schneller als Spitfire! Attention! New American fighters! Faster than Spitfires! By dusk, Allied bombers have destroyed factories in Leipzig, Gotha, and Regensburg. But it's the fighter duel that changes everything. The Luftwaffe loses over 350 aircraft in 1 week. Its best aces, men trained since Spain and Poland, are dead or wounded. For the first time, German commanders realize something unthinkable. The air war over Europe is slipping from their control. Spring 1944, over central Germany. The sky above Berlin is alive with contrails, twisting white ribbons stretching from horizon to horizon. Inside the cockpit of a P-51D, PT 2nd, Lieutenant Colonel John C. Meyer adjusts his gun sight. Below him, dozens of B-17s lumber toward the city, black flak blooming around them. "Bandits, 10 o'clock high," crackles the radio. Meyer rolls inverted, dives through the clouds, and locks onto a Bf-109, trying to climb into the bomber stream. One burst from his 6 Brownings, and the German plane explodes into a ball of fire. His wingman yells, "Splash one, Colonel!" But it isn't just speed or firepower that makes the Mustang deadly. It's its reach. The P-51 can now fly more than 1,500 miles with drop tanks, escorting bombers to the heart of the Reich and back. Every raid that once cost hundreds of lives now returns with fewer losses. German pilots start calling the new escorts Die Silberne Geisel, the Silver Scourge. Everywhere the Mustangs go, death follows. Not just for the Luftwaffe, but for the morale of Hitler's entire air force. By mid-1944, the once proud Jagdgeschwader units are shadows of their former selves. Training schools can't replace the losses fast enough. The Luftwaffe is dying, one pilot, one machine, one hopeless sortie at a time. In his diary, Major Günther Rau, one of Germany's top aces, writes bitterly, "They come from nowhere, these silver ghosts. They are always there, and they never run out of fuel." June 6, 1944, D-Day. Over the beaches of Normandy, the P-51s scream low across the coastline. Their wings glitter in the morning sun as they strafe German convoys, bridges, and rail lines. Above them, others patrol the skies, driving away any remaining Messerschmitts before they can reach the invasion fleet. The Luftwaffe barely shows up. What began as laughter in 1943, toy planes with weak engines, has ended in silence. The Rolls-Royce Merlin turned the Mustang into something far beyond expectation, the machine that broke the Luftwaffe's back and gave the Allies dominance of the skies. By the end of 1944, bomber losses had dropped by more than 70%. The P-51 had become a legend. Sleek, relentless, beautiful, and deadly. When the war finally ended, pilots from both sides would agree. It wasn't just an airplane. It was the difference between survival and defeat. As the last of the Mustangs return to base that evening, their silver wings glowing in the sunset, one ground crewman looks up and whispers, "So this is how the war ends, not with silence, but with the sound of engines crossing the channel."